We're now ready to begin the 45-minute routine. Stand near the front of your mat, distribute the weight evenly across your feet, keep your legs active, drop your sit bones, keep the spine long and the chest open. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, lower the head. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take both feet back and lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, upward dog, full breath. Exhale, downward facing dog position. And strong breathing. Press the entire palm into the floor. Spread your fingers wide. Keep both legs active. Keep the neck long as well. That's already 2 breaths. Full deep breathing. Remember, that is the focus of your practice. Engage your locks as well so the belly isn't moving. 4. And 1 more full deep breath. And 5. Inhale, take your feet forward, either jumping or stepping, and look up. Exhale, lower the head. Inhale, full breath, arms up over the head. And exhale, arms to your sides. And again, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, lower your head. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take your feet back lower, all the way down. Upward facing dog. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is your practice. Remember, don't go beyond your limit in the postures. In these first few sun salutations, don't push too deep into the down dog until the body begins to heat up. If you feel discomfort in the lower back, or if your hamstrings are particularly tight, bend your knees in downward dog. But keep the focus on the breath and do keep the legs active. That should be 5 breaths. With an inhale, take both feet forward, straighten your legs, look up. Exhale, lower the head. Inhale, full breath, arms up, hands touch. Exhale, arms to your sides. And 1 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, lower your head. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take your feet back, lower, all the way down. Upward facing dog, strong legs, open the heart. Downward facing dog, exhale. Downward facing dog, you want to move the chest toward the feet, but at the same time keep the spine nice and long so the top of the head comes toward the floor. Keep both legs active as your heels move toward the floor. The entire palm is pressing down. The breath full and deep. Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha are engaged. That's 4. And 5. Once again, take both feet forward, look up. Exhale, lower the head. Inhale, full breath, all the way up, hands touch. And exhale, arms to your sides. We're now ready for Surya Namaskara B. Bend your knees, inhale, full breath, look up at the hands. Exhale, fold forward, legs straighten, and the head drops. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, take both feet back, lower, all the way down to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog, the heart is open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pivot the left foot, step forward with the right. Inhale, arms up, 1 big movement, 1 big breath. Exhale, both hands down, step back, the lungs empty as you lower to the floor. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Other side, step forward with the left, the back foot's flat on the floor. Inhale, full breath, hands up. Exhale, both hands down, step back, empty the lungs and lower. Try to keep a rhythm in your practice. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog position. Keep flowing. Find a grace so that you reach the point that you're riding the breath. It's not so much a muscular activity as it is an energetic flow in the body. Remain relaxed as you practice and breathe deeply. The breath is full, but it shouldn't be forced or constricted too much. That should already be 4 and 5. Once again, take the feet forward, bend the knees, and either jump or step. Straighten the legs, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Keep them bent as you inhale and the arms come up over the head. Exhale, legs straighten, arms to your sides. And again, bend the knees, inhale, full breath. Exhale, fold forward, keep your movements fluid. Inhale, look up. Exhale, take your feet back and lower all the way down. Upward dog. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big step with the right foot. Arms come up. One big smooth movement. Exhale, fold forward, step back, empty the lungs as you lower. Upward dog. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, other side, fluid movement. Move as though you're moving through water. Arms up over your head, left leg forward, and both hands down, step back, empty the lungs. Upward dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale. Focus is on your breathing. Both legs are active. The knees are lifting. The heels press toward the floor. The entire palm presses into the floor as you push the earth away, extending through the shoulders, keeping the neck long. 4 and 5. Once again, take your feet forward. Try to control your jump. If you're jumping, look up. Exhale, lower the head. Bend your knees, inhale, full breath, hands up. Exhale, arms to your sides, legs straighten. And one more sun salutation, bend your knees, inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward, empty the lungs. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take your feet back and lower. Upward dog, inhale, heart open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pivot the left, step with the right. Inhale, fluid movement. The inhale lifts the arms. The exhale guides you back to earth as you lower. The inhale now lifts the chest to upward dog. The exhale propels you back to downward dog. Step forward with the other leg. Left leg forward, arms up, full breath. The exhale once again guides you back to the earth. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Listen to your breath. That's the barometer of your practice. If it's too shallow, you need to bring greater focus there. If it's too constricted, you're trying too hard. Find a rhythm so that the breath remains that nice, full sound like a distant ocean or like the wind in the trees. That should already be about 3 breaths. And 4. One more. And 5. Take both feet forward, straighten the legs, look up. Exhale, lower the head. Bend the knees, keep them bent as you inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, legs straighten, and arms to your sides. We're now ready for the first standing posture, Padangusthasana. Give a little jump, feet hips width apart. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, look up, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward, grab the big toes. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward. If you weren't able to grab the big toes, that's okay. You could be holding behind the knees or behind the ankles. Either way, both legs should be active and the spine long. If you feel discomfort in the lower back, bend your knees slightly. Otherwise, the legs are straight and the breath is full. That's already about 4 breaths. Keep it full and deep. And 5. Now, to come out of this posture, you want to inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, keep a flat back, take your hands to your waist. Inhale, come all the way up, and then with a jump or a step, take the feet together. We're now ready for Utthita Trikonasana. Either jump or step to the right. One leg's length distance between your feet. Turn the right foot out. Extend with the right hand toward the right shin, or eventually you'll take that right hand all the way down and grab the big toe of the right foot. Roll the chest open, keep the shoulders broad, and point your left fingertips up to the sky. Keep the spine long in a nice spiraling motion from the sacrum to the top of your head. That should already be about 4 breaths. And 5. With an inhale, give a big lift, come all the way up, pivot, turn the right foot in and the left foot out. Extending with the left hand toward the left ankle, look up at the right hand. Eventually, you'll move the hand toward the big toe and grab the left big toe with 2 fingers of the left hand. Your gaze is up at the right hand. Remember, you're broad across the shoulders. And that's already 3 full breaths. Keep the upper body rolling out over that right leg. Keep your neck long as well. 4 and 5. Once again, use the breath. As you inhale and come up, turn your feet parallel. Then with an exhale, either jump or step, face the front of your mat. We're now ready for Utthita Parsvakonasana. Once again, take it to the right. This time you have a longer stance. Turn the right foot out and bend the right knee. Check your stance. Keep the right knee above the right heel. Take the right forearm to the top of the right knee, left arm beside the head, or if you wish to move deeper, take the right hand all the way to the floor outside the right foot, left arm beside the head. Breathe deeply. You want to have a straight line from the outer edge of that left foot moving up the side of your body, shooting out the fingertips of the left hand. That should already be 4 breaths, and 1 more full breath makes 5. With the big inhale, lift as you come up out of the posture, straighten the right leg, turn the right foot in, the left foot out. Bend the left knee, check your stance, be sure the left knee is over the left heel. Left forearm to the top of the left knee, or take the hand outside the foot, right arm beside the head. Full deep breathing. If you're a person with the hand on the floor, press that left knee against the left arm and use that dynamic to help roll the chest open fully. You should already be at about 3 breaths. And 4 and 5. With the big inhale, come up, turn the feet parallel, both legs straighten, and then you jump or step, face the front of your mat again. We're now ready to move again to the right with a nice wide stance. Check that the outer edges of your feet are parallel, and we're ready for Prasarita Padottanasana A. Hands to the waist, exhale, inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat. Then lift the chest with an inhale, and once again, exhale, fold forward. If your hands did not reach the floor, it's okay. You could leave your hands even at the shins or near the knees, but the breath should be full and deep. If your hands are on the floor, try to get the hands and feet in one line across the floor. It should already be about 3 breaths. Keep the quadricep muscles working, the muscles above the knees, and also your abdominal locks to help pull you through. And 5. Now, stay where you are, take your hands away from the floor, reach behind your back, clasp the fingers together, and pull the hands over toward the floor. This is Prasarita Padottanasana C position. Full deep breathing, both legs active, abdominal locks working, the neck is long, and the breath is full. And that should already be about 3 breaths. 4. 1 more. Pulling the hands over toward the floor. 5. With an inhale, keep the hands lifting as you come all the way up. Come up slowly so you don't become dizzy, and then release, hands to your waist. Inhale, arms up, broad across the shoulders. With an exhale, either step or jump. Face the front of your mat. And we're ready for Utthita Asta Parangustasana. You can do this in one of 2 ways. You can raise the right knee with 2 hands, grab it and lift it, or grab the right big toe and then straighten the right leg. Either way, the left leg should be straight and working, not necessarily locked back, but the quadriceps of that left leg should be working, and the right leg is extending forward from the heel. Breathe deep. That's already 3 breaths. 4. If you're holding the right big toe and your shoulder is pulling way forward, try to pull that right shoulder back in line with the left. And 5. Now release the right foot, bend the leg, and slowly lower the foot to the floor. And we're ready for the left side. Bend the left knee, lift it with two hands, or grab the left big toe with two fingers of the left hand, pull that left shoulder back. The right hand is on the right hip. The breath is full and deep. The extended leg is working. Press the entire foot into the floor so the base of that right toe is also working. That should be already about 4 breaths. And 5. Then release that side. Lower the feet. Both feet together. Now inhale, lift the right foot, bring it across toward the upper left thigh. Reach the right hand back behind the back, and if you can grab the right foot with the right hand, do so. Otherwise, hold on to the left forearm with the right hand. If either of those are too much, go ahead and take the right foot to the inner left thigh and remain standing. If you're holding the left forearm with the right hand, remain standing. Those of you holding the right foot, you could continue all the way forward to the floor with the left hand outside the left foot, and the breath is full and deep. That should already be about 3 breaths. The supporting left leg is working also. That's 4. And 5. Those of you leaning forward, go ahead and come all the way back up. Bend the supporting leg a bit as you come up so you protect the knee. Then everyone release, straighten your right leg, engage the quadriceps, and then lower the foot to the floor. We're ready for the left side. Raise the left foot, bring it across toward the upper right thigh, reach behind the back. If you can grab the foot, do so. If not, hold the right forearm with the left hand and remain standing. If you're holding the foot, extend forward and lower the head with an exhale. Remember, another option for this, for those of you who this might be too much for the knee or hip, would be to remain standing with that left foot pressing the inner right thigh and breathing deep. That should be about 4 and 5 breaths. With an inhale, those of you leaning forward, come all the way back up. Protect your supporting leg by bending it. Release, straighten the left leg, and take your feet together. We're ready for a vinyasa. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, take your feet back lower. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Step forward with the right foot. The back foot, left foot is flat on the floor. Your gaze is up at the hands. Your sit bones drop slightly. Listen to your breath. Keep the spine nice and long. The hips are squaring toward the front as much as possible. This is Virabhadrasana, the warrior posture, A. That should already be about 4 breaths. And 5. Now straighten the right leg and pivot. Right foot in, left foot out. Bend the left knee. Look up at the hands. You're extending from the sacrum up through the spine, all the way up through your arms and up to your fingertips. Your gaze is at your thumbs. The left leg is at a 90-degree angle, and the breath is full and deep. We're on the left side of Virabhadrasana A position. And 5. Open the arms now, in line with the legs, but keep that left leg bent. The upper right pelvis moves back, the inner left knee moves forward. Virabhadrasana B position, and that's already 3 breaths. Keep the spine perpendicular to the floor. The neck is long and the shoulders are moving away from the ears. And 5. Straighten the left leg, pivot, left foot in, right foot out, bend the right knee. And deep breathing. Once again, the spine is long, and you're extending the arms with an energetic flow. Try not to use so much muscle action as much as an energetic flow to keep the arms lifting and the spine erect. And that's 5 breaths. As you exhale, take both hands down on each side of the right foot, step back, empty the lungs, and lower to the floor. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog position, and come all the way through to a sitting position, either jumping through or hopping forward and then sitting back. We're ready for the first sitting posture, Dandasana. Press the hands into the floor directly beside your hips. Press the back of the knees down, move your heels forward and pull the toes back. Breathe deep, keep the spine long, and drop your chin into your chest. This is an active posture, Dandasana is. The legs are working, the arms are working, and the spine is lifted. And of course the breath is nice and full. That should already be 5 breaths. We're now ready for Paschimottanasana. Inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, fold forward. Take the big toes with 2 fingers. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, fold into the posture. If you were unable to reach the toes, it's okay. You could go ahead and grab the ankles or the shins or the knees if you need to, but keep those legs active. If you feel discomfort in the lower back, it would also be wise to bend the knees slightly in this posture and breathe deep. That should already be 4. One more strong breath, lengthen the spine. 5. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine further. Exhale, release. And we're now ready to move into Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Take the right foot, bring it across toward the upper left thigh. Reach behind the back with the right hand. Now, if this is too much, go ahead and leave the right foot on the floor and take the right hand behind the back. Otherwise, the right foot is on top of the left thigh. The right hand comes behind the back, and you're reaching toward that right foot. Extend forward with the left hand. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, extend forward and breathe deep. It's okay if you're not quite reaching that right foot. It may come in time. Also, remember, if it's too much on the knee or the hip, go ahead and leave that right foot on the floor. That should already be about 3 breaths. 4. And 5. With an inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, release. When you take that leg out, go ahead and straighten it. Engage the quadriceps and then lower it. Now, left leg, lift it. Take the left foot across toward the upper right thigh. Reach behind the back with the left hand. Remember, if you can't reach that left foot, go ahead and leave the left foot on the floor if you need to, if it's too much on the knee. If you're holding the foot, extend forward. With the right hand, lift the chest with an inhale. Exhale, extend forward. Also, if that left hand is not quite reaching the left foot, that's okay as well. Just keep it behind the back. The right leg should be active, though. Breathe deep. That's already about 4. Remember, this is your practice. Know what your limits are, but don't go over them. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. We now have a vinyasa. Cross your legs, hands to the floor in front, and shoot the legs back, lower to the floor. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale, and come all the way through to a sitting, whatever is an appropriate method for you, either jumping through or hopping forward and then sitting back. And we're now ready for Janu Shirshasana A. Right foot comes into the inner left thigh, 90-degree angle between both knees. Extend forward with both hands. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, forward, and breathe deep. The left leg is active. The left heel moves forward. And both shoulders are on an even plane as you're breathing deep. That's 4. One more breath. And 5. With an inhale, you then want to lift the chest, look up. Exhale, release. Straighten the right leg. And now, left side, Janu Shirshasana A, left side. Left foot pressing the inner right thigh, 90-degree angle between the knees, both hands forward. Lift the chest, inhale. And exhale and breathe deep. That's 1. And 2. Lengthen the spine and take the chest forward. Don't worry about getting your nose to your knee. Think more in terms of taking the chest to the thigh or to the knee and the top of the head toward the foot. And that's 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Once again, we have a vinyasa. Jump back in whatever method is appropriate for you. Lift the chest with an inhale. Exhale. Push the hips up. And hop back through or walk the feet through. Either way is fine. We're ready for Marityasana A. Raise the right knee up, left leg straight. Now raise the right arm with an inhale Exhale, fold forward, take that right arm back around the right knee and see if you can clasp the hands behind. Then exhale, extend forward. If you're unable to clasp the hands behind, that's perfectly fine. Just press the right arm against the right knee and pull the chest through. It'll come in time. Remember, focus on the breath. Keep that left leg active. Both hands behind the back, or if you need to, the hands are on the floor and you're pressing the right arm against the right knee and breathing deep. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, release the right side. And we're ready for the left side. With an inhale, bend the left knee. Extend with the left arm, wrap it around the leg, lift the chest with an inhale, exhale, out over the right leg. Full deep breathing, your gaze is toward the toes. The left foot is in line with the sit bones of the left hip. And you're breathing. That's 3. Keep the right leg working. 4. Remember, don't worry about getting your nose to your knee. Take the chest forward. And 5. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, release. Once again, we have a vinyasa. If these are becoming too much, you can leave the vinyasas out and just wait until it's time for the next posture. Otherwise, you're already at about downward dog and hopping back through, and we're ready for Marichyasana C position. Raise the right knee, the same as before, left leg straight. This time, right arm behind. Bring your left arm across. Lift the chest. Lengthen the spine. Pull that right shoulder around. You can either remain at this stage or rotate the left shoulder, bend the left elbow, wrap that arm around the leg, reach behind your back, and see if you can clasp hands. If that's too much, by all means, remain in the first phase and breathe deep. That is the focus, and you're already on about your 4th breath. And 5. With an inhale, look to the front. Exhale, release that side, straightening the right leg. Bend the left leg. Come across, left hand to the floor behind you. Lift the spine. Right arm comes across. Lengthen all the way from the sacrum up through the crown of your head. Look back over the left shoulder. You can stay in that phase, or remember that you could rotate that right shoulder, bend the arms, and take them back behind the back. Whichever choice you're in, be sure that right leg is still working and you're breathing deeply. And 5. Take your gaze back to the front, straighten the left leg, and once again we have a vinyasa, either rolling forward or jumping back or waiting if you need to. That's perfectly fine. Breathe deep, whatever your choice. Come all the way back through to sitting, and we're ready for the boat posture, Navasana. Take your hands behind your knees with the knees bent. Lift the feet from the floor. Now release your hands and breathe. That's 1. Eventually, you'll want to work towards straightening the legs in this and breathing fully. If that's too much for now, keep the knees bent. Or maybe at first the legs are straight and you might need to revert to the bent knees, but keep the lower back lifting. That's already 5 breaths. Hands to the floor, lift up and down. And one more time, breathing deep. That's 1, 2, don't collapse in the lower back. 3, if you need to bend the knees, do so. 4, and 5. Lift up and down, and we're going to do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to your breath. Your gaze is at the toes. And 5. Lift up and down, and one more time we have a vinyasa. Jumping back, lifting upward dog and downward dog, and coming all the way through to a sitting position once again. From here, bring both feet in toward the groin. Grab the feet with your hands. Place the fingers on top of the feet and the thumbs inside. Now open your feet as you would open a book, and by doing so, you'll find that the hips open and allow the knees to drop further toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, then exhale, extend with the chest toward the floor, and breathe deep. If this is too extreme to lean forward, then remain sitting up straight and breathing. That's 3, 4. Remember to engage your locks as well in all of these postures. And 5. Inhale, lengthen the spine, sit up, and release. Take your feet and spread the feet wide. We're ready for Upavishta Konasana. Both legs are active. The quadricep muscles are working, and the knees are pointing up toward the sky. Lean forward with the chest. If you need to support yourself with your hands on the floor in front of you, that's fine. Slowly working the hands out, but keep the lower back lifting and the quadriceps working. Otherwise, eventually you'll lean forward with the chest, taking the hands out toward the feet, and breathe deep. That should already be about 3 breaths. And 4. And 5. With an inhale, sit up. Exhale, take your feet together and cross your legs one more time. We're going to have a vinyasa. Jump back in whatever method is appropriate for you, or leave it out if you need to. And then come all the way back through to a sitting position. And we're now ready for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Lie down on your back. Bend your knees, bring your feet in toward the buttocks and grab the ankles. If you can't reach the ankles, leave your hands on the floor. Then push with the legs and lift your hips off the floor and leave your shoulders down. And breathe deep. That's 1, 2, 3. This is a preparation for Urdhva Dhanurasana. 4 and 5. Then exhale and come all the way down to the floor again. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Then, once again, take your feet to the floor. You can either repeat the same thing, or if you choose to move a bit deeper into the posture, place your hands under your shoulders and press all the way up into Urdhva Dhanurasana. And breathe deep. Keep both legs active, whichever phase you're in. That's 1, 2, 3. Strong breath. 4 and 5. Lower all the way to the floor. Once again, pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Then roll up and back and roll all the way up to a sitting position. Straighten your legs in front. Lean forward and move into Paschimottanasana, forward bend, to take some of that stretch out of the back after the backward bends. Just sink into it. Breathe deeply and hold for a couple breaths. Strong breathing. Both legs active. And let's say that's about 5. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, release. Then lie down on your back and preparation for Sarvangasana. Lift your hips off the floor. Support your hips with your hands. Eventually, you want to roll the shoulders under and take your hands onto your back and press high into the shoulder stand. You must move into this carefully, though. If you feel pain in your neck, back off on it. Even though this is an inverted posture with your head on the floor, the weight should really be on the shoulders, not on the neck. So if you need to back off and keep the hips and the hands, that's fine. Otherwise, you're all the way up there in the shoulder stand and breathing deep. We're going to stay here for 8 counts. That's already 5. Full, deep breathing. 6, your gaze is up at the toes. 7, listen to the breath. That's your focus. And 8. Now we're ready for Halasana position. From Sarvangasana shoulder stand, you want to lower your feet toward the floor on the head side of your body. Take your hands down toward the floor, away from your back, lacing the fingers together. Try to keep the spine long here. This is the plow position, Halasana. Again, you can roll the shoulders under to keep the weight off of your neck. If you feel discomfort, come out of the posture. And we should already be at about 3, 4, and 5. Now we're ready for the next posture, Karnapidasana, which is bending the knees from the plow position, letting the knees come down toward the ears. If they don't reach it to all the way to the floor, that's okay. Maybe you need to remain in the plow or even come out of the posture if you need to. If it feels like too much, by all means come out early. But keep your focus on the breath. And that's already 3, 4. If you did come out of the posture already, keep your breath moving so you maintain your heat. And 5. Now take your hands to the floor, flat on the floor behind you. Roll the hips down. Take the feet to the floor, then straighten the legs. Press your elbows down into the floor, lift your chest, and roll the head under. And breathe deep. We're in the fish posture, which is the counter pose to all of the previous shoulder stand and variations. That's already 2 breaths. 3, 4. Keep the elbows pressing down to lift the chest high and roll the head further under. And 5. Release that posture by lowering your back to the floor. Bring your knees up to your chest. Once again, roll up to a sitting position. Then, from that sitting position, go ahead and take your feet behind so that you're in a kneeling position. You're on your hands and your knees, and then sit back with your backside down toward your heels. And we're going to prepare for headstand. From this position, take your elbows to the floor, and then bring your arms across so that your fingers wrap around your upper arms near the elbows. That's how far apart your elbows should be. Now, from there, take your hands out onto the floor, lace your fingers together. Now, the top of your head is going to go down to the floor in between the hands, and the back of your head will be cradled in the hands. But really, the weight should be supported more on the forearms and the elbows and the base of the hand, rather than putting it all on your head. Now from here, straighten your legs and begin to walk your feet toward your head. Now if you've never done this before, you should just stop right there. Be happy at that position. You're still getting benefits from an inversion. If you're familiar with it, you can then walk the feet a little further toward your head, bend your knees, and move up to the headstand position. If you need to work with a wall, that's okay, but be sure that you're supporting the weight on your arms and that it's not all on your head. We're going to stay up here for a few breaths. And remember, if it feels like it's too much and you need to come down at any time, by all means do so. Remember, this is your practice. Build it over time. Don't be in a hurry. Yoga practice is something you can practice your entire life, so there's no rush. Enjoy your practice and breathe. Make a meditation of it. Remember, if you're still in headstand, keep the weight on the arms. That's where your focus should be. We're just going to stay for 1 or 2 more breaths. Keep your focus. If you need to come out, by all means, that's perfectly fine. And now, if you're still up there, bend your knees, bring your knees in toward your chest, straighten the legs, and take your feet toward the floor. Then bend the knees, take your knees down, and sit back on your heels. Take your arms back alongside the legs, and take your forehead to the floor. This is called the child's pose. It's good to rest here for just a few seconds after coming out of headstand. If you sit up too quickly, you might find yourself getting dizzy. Okay, we're now ready for one more vinyasa. Take your hands forward, hop the feet back, then move to the upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and then come all the way through to a sitting position. And we're ready for the final sitting postures. To do this, you'll either need to sit in lotus, half lotus, or no lotus. That's okay too. Just with crossed legs is fine. If you're in lotus, you're going to take your arms back behind your back. That's meant eventually to represent the holding of the feet with the hands. If you get your arms back but you don't hold the feet, don't worry. Just leave the hands where they are and lean forward. Or if you're in crossed legs, that's okay also. Just cross your arms behind your back and lean forward and breathe deep. This is called Baddha Padmasana, the bound lotus posture. That's already 1 breath. Full deep breathing. 2, remember your locks as well. You want to engage those throughout the entire practice. 3, 4, and 5. With an inhale, sit up, take the hands away from behind the back, and place your hands on top of your knees. Whether you're in lotus, half lotus, or no lotus, the main thing here is you want a straight spine. Sit up tall with good posture. Open the chest and the heart so that your lungs have plenty of room to expand as you're breathing. We're going to do 10 full deep breaths. I want you to draw them out in long, full streams of air. I'm going to breathe with you for a few breaths. Inhale. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. Keep it full and deep. 5. Fill the entire body, not just your lungs, but the entire body. We're now exhaling. 6. 7. 8. 2 more full breaths. Make them nice, long, deep, rhythmic breaths. That was the 9th exhale and inhaling. Ten breaths, very full and deep. Now we're ready for the last posture, Tolasana. Take your hands to the floor, whether in lotus, half lotus, or no lotus. Place them beside the hips. Press the hands down into the floor. Lift the body up and breathe deep. I'm going to count to 15. Stay up there as long as you can. The breath should be full and powerful and deep. Stay as long as you can. If you need to come down before the 15, that's okay. And lift. Full deep breathing. 1, 2, 6, deep breathing. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, hold it. 13, full breathing. 14, focus, hold. And 15, exhale, lower. It's fine even if you did not achieve liftoff, even if you were unable to lift your body off the floor, but you made the effort and you were breathing full and deep, you still got all the benefits. Now lie down on your back and close your eyes. And completely relax.